The presentation is visible, sir?
Yes, presentation is visible.
Okay, thank you. A very good afternoon to all the organizing committee members of the Durgapur Government College and fellow researchers. My topic for today's presentation is agonistic behavior of red-watered lapwings under anthropogenic pressures in urbanized environments. Myself, Vishal Makwana. I am a research scholar of Zoology Department, Sir Pip Institute of Science, Maharaja Krishna Kumar Singh Ji, Bhavnagar University. So, starting from the focal species is introduction, the red wattle lapwing belongs to order Charidriformis, which is having 19 families and approximately 386 species in the world. Uh, Coming down narrower to the species, there are three suborders: suborder Charidri, suborder Lari, suborder Alci. Red wattle lapwing belong to suborder Charidri, which mainly constitutes the shorebirds or waders. And suborder Charidri, there will be many families, of which family Charidridae is one of the largest family of the suborder Charidri. It consists lowers and lapwings. As you can see on the screen, there are 12 genera of family Charidridae in the world, and approximately 71 species are there. Red wattle lapwing belong to genus Vanellus. Here you can see on the screen that genus Vanellus is having 23 species in the world, out of which total 8 species of lapwings are found in the India. So why study lapwings? Lapwings regulate insect populations, aiding in natural pest management. They are present everywhere, I guess. Red wattle lapwing is a widespread resident bird in the Indian subcontinent habitat, but they are facing many challenges: loss of habitat due to human activities that threatens the lapwings, intensive farming practices impact lapwing populations, changing climate patterns affects lapwing habitats and survival. So there is a need to conserve the species or their congeners. So my study area, as you can see on the screen, is from Bhavnagar city, which is a municipal corporation of the Gujarat state. And we have focused on mainly four sites of the Bhavnagar city, which constitutes mainly different types of habitats, mainly wetlands and its surrounding habitats, residential areas, and some agricultural fields. So, if we are talking about the methodology, we have uh, designed a behavioral repertoire for recording the interactions. Interactions were majorly classified into types. First one is the intraspecific interactions, which is having two individual or more than two individual of red water lapwings are interacting in the intraspecific interaction, and another one is the interspecific interaction, where one red water lapwing interacts with the other species of the animal. Either they may be a dog or a cattle or humans or other species of birds. Like we have also classified the other types of species based on their size. So there is mainly three subgroups of the birds and red water lapwing interaction: small size birds like house sparrow or Indian robin, medium sized birds like black-winged stilt and common manna, larger sized birds like crows, ibises, and herons. So majorly, we have classified the interaction in major two groups: intraspecific and interspecific. So here is the ethogram of the interaction behavior. As the lapwing detects any intruder in its territory, so they gets alerted. First step is the bird gets alerted, and they analyze the situation, and based on the situation they show various kinds of behavior. So here is the set of behaviors we have classified from the review of literature. So mainly there are many kinds of behavior, but the major types of behavior are vocalization, pet behavior, aerial attack, protection displays, squatting position, and slow walk display. So once the alertness moves forward, there will be many kinds of such behaviors are shown towards the intruder. And after this interaction, what will be the end result of an interaction? There will be two possibility: either the intruder leaves the territory of the red water lapwing, or the red wattle lapwing itself flies away from that habitat. So this is the overall ethogram of the interaction behavior. So moving towards the result and discussion, as we have discussed that there is majorly two types of interaction, intraspecific and interspecific. And interspecific interactions were again classified into two subgroups, casual interactions and intentional interactions. Here you can see in the graph that absolute frequency over the period of time and mean duration of interaction of uh, uh, in the study period was shown. So total we have observed 491 interaction events throughout 1 year period. Total 491 agonistic interactions were recorded, out of which 52.54% interactions were the casual ones, in which one individual red wattle lapwing interacts with the dogs, which was highest, 21.58%. Another one is red wattle lapwing interacting with human, which is 14.46%, and another one is the red wattle lapwing interacting with cattle, which was 7.73%. Intentional interactions were 29.32%, in which again dogs and red wattle interaction were the highest, similar to larger bird species such as purple heron, black red napped ibis, and uh, corvus species. Intraspecific interactions were 18.12%. That was mainly between two or more individuals of red wattle lapwing, and it was found during the starting period of their mating season, as we will discuss it in later parts of the presentation. So, based on the data collected, we have analyzed the data using the R software and conducted the generalized linear mix models to find out how the data is significant, and calculated the alert duration, total duration of the interaction, attack probability, and evade probability of the interaction. So, first we will start with the alert duration. As we can see on the box plot A, the adult's role in protecting nest and offering necessitating prolonged threat assessment, whereas juveniles lacking such responsibilities exhibit shorter alert durations to conserve energy for growth and survival. The data was found significant in the Kruskal-Wallis test. Box plot B shows that breeding season reflecting heightened vigilance during a period of increased vulnerability due to nesting and chick rearing, while the non-breeding season durations were more constrained, suggesting reduced vigilance outside of reproductive phases. Alert duration throughout the study period, as we can see in the uh, diagram, a quadratic regression confirmed a significant nonlinear trend, with the breeding season peak aligning with increased vigilance during nesting, a period of heightened vulnerability to predation and disturbance. The decline post breeding, here we can see in the graph, suggests a shift in behavioral priorities with reduced alertness as reproductive demands decreases, allowing Vanellus indicus to focus on foraging and recovery. Moving forward to the total duration of the interaction, as we can see in the box plot A, again adults engage in more prolonged interactions. Here you can see the duration in seconds on the y-axis, likely due to their roles in territorial defense and parental care, which require sustained engagement with intruders. Juveniles lacking such responsibilities may prioritize energy conservation, resulting in shorter interaction durations. In box plot B, you can see that the breeding season and non-breeding season and the relation with the total duration of the interaction. The breeding season showed higher variability, reflecting intensified behavioral responses during this period of heightened reproductive investment, while the non-breeding durations were more constrained, as Vanellus indicus likely shift focus to foraging and survival rather than territorial defense. Types of interaction and its relation with the total duration of the interaction, it showed that intra-specific interactions, while longer than casual ones, showed moderate variability, suggesting a balance between social engagement and energy conservation. Casual interactions were the most consistent, reflecting their incidental nature and lower priority in the behavioral hierarchy of the species. Based on the data collected, we have also calculated the attack probability during the interaction period. So here we can see in the box plot A that the greater aggression in adult likely tied to their roles in territorial defense and offspring protection. Juveniles lacking such responsibilities exhibit lower aggression, prioritizing survival over confrontation. Heightened aggression during the reproductive periods. Here you can see in box plot B, as the species defends nests and chicks from intruders, while the non-breeding season, the probabilities were more constrained, reflecting reduced territorial imperatives outside of reproductive phases. In box plot C, you can see that the intentional interactions underscoring their association with aggressive responses as the species actively confronts perceived threats, while the intraspecific interactions involving some aggression were less intense, likely reflecting ritualized displays rather than full confrontations. And casual interactions elicited minimal aggression consistent with their incidental nature. Here we have correlated the attack probability with the duration of the study period. A quadratic regression confirmed a significant nonlinear trend, with the breeding season peak reflecting increased aggression during the nesting period of heightened territorial defense. The decline post breeding suggests a reduction in the aggressive behavior as reproductive demands decreases, allowing the species to conserve energy for other activities. Then we have calculated the event probably. What are the chances of a red wattle lapwing or the focal individual to flee from that interaction? So juveniles indicating a greater tendency to flee, likely as survival strategy to avoid confrontations, while the adults with their territorial and parental responsibilities are less likely to evade, prioritizing their defense over retreat. In the box plot B, you can see that in non-breeding season reflecting a higher propensity to evade outside of reproductive periods when territorial defense is less critical, while during the breeding season, lower event probabilities suggest that the species prioritizes defense over flight, likely to protect nests and offsprings. We have also correlated event probability during the study period. A quadratic regression confirmed a significant non-linear trend with lower event probabilities during the breeding period, likely due to increased territorial defense. The higher event probabilities in non-breeding months reflect a shift toward avoidance behaviors as the species conserve energy for survival rather than confrontation. We have also correlated event probability with the temperatures. Event probability is decreased from zero point 0.5. Here you can see that zero point 0.5 at 24 degrees centigrade to zero point 0.2 at 33 degrees centigrade. It was also indicating a significant negative correlation. This suggests that the higher temperatures reduce the likelihood of evasion, possibly due to increased aggression or reduced energy for fleeing in warmer conditions. At lower temperatures, higher evade probabilities may reflect a greater capacity for flight responses as the species can allocate more energy to avoidance behaviors under cooler conditions. So, all in all, what are the key findings of this study? We can see that the high anthropogenic disturbance is there. Over half of the all observed interactions involve dogs and humans, with prolonged durations indicating significant stress and potential fitness costs. These disturbances reduce foraging and reproductive efficiency, especially during the breeding season. The species showed longest interaction durations with large birds and highest alert duration in response to dogs and humans, highlighting a nuanced threat assessment strategy adapted to varying ecological pressures. Interaction frequencies and durations peaked during the breeding season between April to June, reflecting heightened territoriality, courtship, and parental defense. Post breeding period showed lingering vigilance but a general shift toward energy conservation. Adults displayed higher vigilance and attack probabilities, particularly in intentional interactions and during breeding, whereas juveniles preferred evasion strategies reflecting their lower investment in territory and reproduction. Behavioral responses were influenced by environmental factors such as rainfall and temperature. Evade probability negatively correlated with temperature, suggesting thermal stress effect. The behavioral plasticity of the vanillus indicates indicates resilience, but chronic anthropogenic disturbance may erode fitness over time. So the conservation strategies should be including limiting stray animals during the breeding seasons and integrating behavioral predictors such as age, rainfall, intruder type, temperature into urban wildlife management plans. Here are some of the major references that I followed for the presentation and my study. Thank you so much. If there
Thank
is
you,
any
Mr. Vishal. Thank you for
question.
the nice presentation. One question is there in the chat box by
Yes, sir.
Raghavendra Sri Krishna Bhanjri. Uh, he has complimented you. And have you submitted this to any journal for publication?
No, sir. I have just defended my PhD thesis yesterday, and it is yet to be submitted for publication in journal. So it will take about 6 to 8 months, I guess, to be published.
Okay. Congratulations in advance.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Dr. Raghavendra.
I have a very small query that
Yes,
you mentioned about the correlation with temperature.
yes, sir.
Yes, but the temperature range is 24 to 33 degree. Why these two typical temperatures? Is there any reason behind that?
No, sir. The study conducted between this 24 to 30, the range you are mentioning is the overall range of the temperature. But the result which I have shown in the slide was, you can see that there are observations in from 24 between 24 to 33. There are many observations, but here to project my data very efficiently or effectively, I have mentioned only these two temperature, 24 to 33 degrees Celsius.
Yes, yes, I got that. That the range is 24 to 33. I mean,
Yes,
this is the temperature of your study site. I mean,
yes, sir.
the
Yes,
average temperature.
yes.
Okay, okay. That was my question. Fine.
Okay.
Is there any other question for Vishal? Acha. There is one question from Ankita. What is juvenile? Please explain.
Yes, juveniles are the fledged chicks. We can say that the chicks which were hatched and post 28 days, the chicks were known as the juveniles. We can say that they are juveniles. They are not fully developed, so they are like uh, juveniles. We can call them in scientific terminology. In particular case of red wattle lapwing, it is a post 28-day hatching period.
Well, very nice presentation, Vishal. I have just one small query. The time of your study for the day when you took the observations.
It is between in morning 6 to 9 o'clock and in the evening 4 to 7 p.m.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So thank you so much, Durgapur Government College and Tapajit sir and all the organizing committee members for providing me this wonderful opportunity to present my work.
Okay.